Now, my other exercise that I want to share with you is this. This is the one where we're going to do an elbow touching your knee, but you're going to cross your midline. So your midline, imagine an imaginary line coming down your middle of your body, opposite elbow to opposite knee. You're going to bring them together and crossing both the middle of your body and then set it down. And then the same thing over here, crossing over here and putting them together. So we can start off here. If you want to start off with this position, big and strong, bring your elbow down to that knee and elbow down to that knee and go back and forth. Do that 10 times each side. And as you do this, feel more comfortable. Now you can step up to doing it with your eyes closed. Okay, see if you can do that. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Do that with your eyes closed. It's a good test for your balance and your body awareness. Go ahead and try that at home. Now, the last exercise is specific for the shoulder and the elbow. Try to get range of motion in there and strength through moving through full range of motion of that shoulder. So what I want you to do is start off with your thumbs pointing down, arms crossed. Start with your left arm over the right. It doesn't really matter which one you start with, but let's start with the left over the right. Thumbs pointing down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open up and then reach way back with thumbs pointing up. Now watch how this evolves. Thumbs are pointing down. I'm going to open up my shoulders by here. Thumbs are pointing up, and then I'm reaching back behind me, okay? So it's a gradual rotation. Here, let's do it this way. It's a little easier to see. Thumbs pointing down here. Thumbs pointing parallel to the ground here, and then by the time you come up, now they're pointing up and back, okay? Let's try it that way. It's a little easier to follow. So thumbs pointing down, thumbs pointing out to the sides, and then thumbs pointing up and back. Try that at home. Do that 10 times. If you want to add, a light weight, you can. If you want to add something like a stretch band, like one of those stretchy bands, and attach it to something on the floor here, you can go like this. And that would be a great exercise to help with the rotator cuff, help strengthen that shoulder, especially if you've had injuries. You always want to avoid painful movements if you've had an injury. But if you haven't had an injury or trying to prevent one, you still want to start off light and work your way up to more strength, more exertion as you go. Don't start off with really hard because you might injure yourself just by doing this preventative activity. So start off with light, work your way up, let those movements open up your shoulder, strengthen all the rotator cuff with this movement. That would be great. And then do the other side. Same thing with that stretchy band if you want to do it that way. Otherwise, like I said, you could hold on to something in your hand. It could be a soup can. It could be a 5-pound weight. Could be something really light like that. And then you can do both hands at once this way. Okay? Now, last flexibility exercise. Try to reach over the top with one hand over your back. Reach down with that hand. And then with the other hand, reach up to try to touch that hand and clap. Now, the kids are probably going to have an easier time with this, okay? But sometimes if you're using one side too much compared to the other, they can get stiff, they can have prior injuries, and then maybe make the other side harder, okay? So try to go both sides and notice if one side's harder than the other. That will reflect an imbalance in your flexibility and in your range of motion, perhaps in your thoracic spine that needs to be addressed, perhaps in your neck that is causing some tightness or some restriction in those muscles, or a shoulder muscle, shoulder girdle, rotator cuff injury or tightness that needs to be worked on, released, and rehabilitated, okay? So those are some strategies, ways that you can start the season right with some good fundamental range of motion, spinal strengthening, shoulder strengthening exercises that will be staples in your athletic bag. So have a great season. I look forward to sharing more information with you in the future and meeting you all. Thank you.